What's happening, guys? Happy Thursday and welcome to the fabulous Big Bet. It is your host, it is Memphis, coming to you solo edition tonight on the fabulous Big Bet. Looks like back to back shows on my own. The good doctor, Dr. Kyle, out doing whatever it is that Dr. Kyle does. He is a man about town, and just because Thanksgiving's over doesn't mean he's not a turkey. Now, I love the good doctor. He's just a busy guy. Lots going on in his personal and professional life. I do not have any picks, so I'm going to recommend that you go to his Twitter account at DWZ underscore Dr. PT. Go to his Twitter account and see if he'll post his picks there. This come up kind of suddenly, and he didn't fill out the show sheet. But just because he doesn't have any picks doesn't mean that I don't have any picks. So I'll get right into it. I'll get into the recap. The recap is brought to you by our friends, our official odds provider, the good folks over at betus.com. Head over there, use promo code Memphis. You don't have to go find it. You don't have to Google search it and sift through a bunch of online Google ads. You just go to the show notes of this podcast, and it's right there. Hyperlink, boom, takes you right to it. Sign up, use promo code Memphis upon initiating your new account, and there you go. You've helped the show. You've got another out for your gambling action, and you're helping a couple of nice guys. So BetUS, I love the fact that their customer service is pretty highly regarded. Customer service matters. Can't say enough about customer service. So head over there, betus.com, promo code Memphis on sign up, and get yourself a little deposit match. So I'm going to ramble right through last week's edition. I do have Dr. Kyle's record from last week, so I will just go through that real quick. He and I both liked Detroit plus the 3. We got there by 1. I missed one on Thursday. I had Dallas and Detroit under 51. Thanks to 28 penalty flags, that game went way over. As a matter of fact, they scored 69. Nice. 69 total points in that game. So they blew the total of 51 points out of the water. That was my one loss on the week. Your boy had a great week, but I'll recap Dr. Kyle. So Thursday, he had Detroit. I had Detroit. I missed on Dallas. Then in the Sunday and Monday night slate, Kyle had New England minus the 7. That was an easy one. That was a zero sweat game. He crushed that. He had the under 46 points in the Jags and Atlanta game. That cashed for him. He had Pittsburgh on a big bet. That was a non-winner for him. And he had the Chargers, another loser for Dr. Kyle, and he had Seattle. So he went 3-3. 500, he put an extra bet out there. I don't know if he was just feeling generous or kind, or he just considered the Thursday night a bonus. Again, I was 1-1 on Thursday. I had one teaser. I had Green Bay teased with New England. Both of those teams won outright by more than enough points. New England I had down to -1, Green Bay up to +8. Easy cover there. I had the over in the Carolina-Miami game. I had over 42. Barely got there. I thought Carolina would do more their fair share of scoring. Luckily, the Dolphins did enough. They scored 33 points to Carolina's 10, got me over the hump. And then my big bet was Baltimore and Cleveland. I had Baltimore minus the 3.5. So he was 3-3. I was 4-1 on our leans. He was 1-1 on leans. I was 2-1 on leans. And if you tuned in last week, you also know that I did the People's Propcast here. Well, I had a prop on Thursday night as well. I had David Montgomery over his rushing total. He did not get there on Thursday. But on Sunday, I came back and went 3-1. I had 2 props. I had the rushing and passing prop on Trevor Lawrence over. Both of those cashed. I had a prop on James Robinson rush attempts. That cashed. And Tyler Higbee, man, he had 37.5 yards as his prop. And my man managed to get 3. Not like 33 or like even 23. I mean like 3-3. So tough to be back in Higbee right now. It's brutal out there in those tight end streets. So on the week, me and my old pal, Dr. Kyle, we went 10-6. On our big bets, we went 1-1. I won, he lost. On the year for big bets, we're 13-11. Total bets were 56, 61, and 2. I pulled one game above 500. Dr. Kyle has some wood to go. But on the season, everything likes bets, big bets, the whole 9 yards. As a team, we're 112, 106, and 4. So 6 games above 500 across all the action that we have on the season. We're heading into lucky 13, but before I get there, I want to remind you again, check out our betting partner, our official odds providing partner over at betus.com. And I will jump into this week's slate. We have Thursday night football. If you're listening to this on Thursday morning, the current line is the Dallas Cowboys at the New Orleans Saints. Saints getting 4.5 at home, total of 47. I lean to New Orleans in this game. I know they're going to have Taysom Hill under center. Probably will mix in some Trevor Siemian. We've seen the 2 QB thing work with New Orleans in the past when they did it last year with Teddy Two Gloves and Taysom Hill. So I lean to New Orleans. I think this is a bad spot for Dallas. COVID, you don't know who's starting, who's not. And with all the action, I heard on another show that all the action and money and tickets and everything are on the Cowboys. So if you like New Orleans, you'll probably get a chance at a better number on Thursday right before kick. That's just a lean. But I do have my one prop. I'm going to start trying to do a better job of giving a Thursday night football prop if I like it. But I am going to give you a prop. This one's on DraftKings. I couldn't find it on betus.com. But on DraftKings, Tony Pollard over 2.5 receptions plus $1.10. The New Orleans Saints are the toughest matchup for the running back in fantasy, but they still give up about 4.5 receptions a game to the running back position. And over his last 3, Tony Pollard has had 6 catches, 2 catches, and 4 catches. So this is like right at the number. I would love to get it at 1.5. Obviously, you're never going to get that, but I do think 2.5 is possible. I think this game will be close. I think Dallas is going to try to limit the involvement of Zeke, and I love what I've seen out of Tony Pollard in the passing game. So there's my prop of the week. I've got Tony Pollard over 2.5 receptions plus $1.10. So if you bet $1, you get $1.10 back. You can do the math from there. Let's move on to the Sunday slate. First game, Minnesota going on the road to Detroit. Detroit had a 10-day rest. This is going to be part of a 2-team teaser. That's right. I seem like I have a teaser for you every single week, but that's okay. I've been doing well with them. I had a little run there like in the middle weeks, but here lately, been doing quite well. I'm going to tease Minnesota down. A 6-point teaser, going to tease Minnesota down from -7 down to -1. So basically, I just need Minnesota to win. And I'm going to tease them with Philadelphia. Philadelphia currently laying 6.5 at New York, at the Jets. I'm going to tease Philly down to 0.5 point. And I just think Philly's going to win that game. Not much of a handicap, I know, but they just played in MetLife Stadium last week. They know the travel. They know the schedule. The Jets are fat and happy. Do you really see the Jets winning 2 games in a row? You might need a more sophisticated handicap if the Jets were much better, but basically just taking Philadelphia to win the game outright and not by a touchdown feels a lot safer than laying the 6.5. So again, 2-team teaser, Minnesota down to -1, Philadelphia down to -0.5, 2-team teaser. That's my second bet. We also have 1 o'clock, the Arizona Cardinals coming off their bye, going to Chicago. They are a 9-point road favorite total in the game. 45.5. I really have nothing. Justin Fields was supposed to have practiced on Wednesday. Didn't get an update on Kyler, but I think 45.5 may be a tad high. So maybe look at the total. I have nothing on the game as a lean or a like. Next game, Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to the Atlanta Falcons. Back-to-back weeks for Tampa Bay being a road favorite. They are going to Hotlanta. They're laying 11, total of 50. It is the tied for the highest total on the board of the week. Here's the thing. I see Tampa Bay getting up big early and probably coasting, which will allow Atlanta to probably get close to this number. It feels like it's too much for me. I've heard some pros out there talking about they're gonna lay this 11. I can't do it, but I could see where you would. Next game, my Colts, Indianapolis, road favorite. A lot of road favorites. I got five. 4 in a row road favorites in this 1 o'clock window alone. So Indy going to Houston. They're laying 10, total in the game 45.5. I got to lean to Indy on this game. They beat the brakes off of Houston once. Houston looks lost. I could see Tyrod getting benched and putting Davis Mills back in there. The Colts are going to be out for blood. The reason why this is just a lean and not a like is that the Colts have, done a good job of late in games letting bad teams get back in the game. Against the Jets, they won that game handily, and it wasn't as close as the 45-30 score would have dictated, but they should have won the game by more than 15. Same thing with the Jacksonville game, and both those games are in Indy. This one's in Houston, so I think Indy could cover this number. That's why it's a lean, but that's why it's not a like. Philadelphia, again, going to the New York Jets. That's a part of my teaser with Minnesota, so I won't spend any more time on that one. This next one was hard for me, but it's a bet. LA Chargers going on the road to Cincinnati. I'm going to lay the 3, Cincinnati -3 at home. The total is also 50.5. Again, very big total. I don't mess with the Chargers in totals. And the same thing with Cincinnati. Cincinnati, the weather's going to be 53 with a small chance of rain in Cincinnati, so it's not going to be super cold. And the reason why I check the weather is weather has a big indicator of scoring. So I don't think 50's out of the realm of possibility for these two offenses. But the reason why I'm taking Cincinnati -3 is Joe Mixon and the running game. Cincinnati has been running the ball great with Joe Mixon over the last couple of games, and the Chargers are the worst team in the NFL against running backs. The handicap is really that simple. Justin Herbert has been making some more mistakes. The Cincinnati defense is low-key good. They have given up the 3rd fewest points in the league on the year. And I know that sounds crazy. You're like, wait a minute. How are they? They're 5. Denver's 3. How are they that good of a defense? I don't know. They played a last place schedule last year, so that certainly helps. They played all the teams in the AFC that finished 4th, but this team has just looked good. Now, could they let down like they did against the Jets or the Browns? Yeah, they could. But I think Cincinnati's feeling themselves. They've been dominant, or they've looked dominant since the bye. Their last 2 games went to the Raiders and smashed them, then came out last week and smashed Pittsburgh. And this team looks good. So I'm going to lay the 3 with Cincinnati. Next game, the New York Football Giants and the Miami Dolphins. Miami laying 4, total of 40.5. And this is the lowest total on the board, and I'm going under this total. My reasoning why is the New York Giants offense has not looked great. They literally just won a game 13-7 against an offense that had been red hot in Philadelphia. So do I think Miami wins the game? Do I? Maybe. But, Miami just held an equally. I mentioned last week, Carolina had scored 27.5 points in the first 2 games with Cam Newton on the roster, and they scored 10. I like both of these defenses a lot more than I like at least the Giants' offense, and Miami's offense has looked better as of late. Plus, it could be the return of Mike Glennon. My only fear would be the potential pick 6 or a couple of turnovers, but I'm going under 40.5. That is one of my bets. We'll move to 4 o'clock. The Washington football team and the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders laying 2.5 at home. That means if you give home field 2.5 points, that means Vegas feels like these teams are about even on a neutral field. And that feels right. I'm not letting the 36 points that the Raiders scored last week against the Cowboys dissuade me from the fact that they had not cracked 20 the previous 3 games prior to that. They're going to be without Darren Waller, and their defense has been solid. They gave up 33 to Dallas, but remember, 7 of that was on a 100-yard kickoff return. So you throw that 7 out, it's 25. It's not like exactly they set the world on fire. Washington has short rest. They just played on Monday night at home and barely got to 17 points against the middle of the road Seattle team. So for me, for this game to be at 49, I think about these offenses, Washington and Las Vegas. Are they on par with Cincinnati and the Chargers at 50.5, 1 point more? No. Tampa Bay and Atlanta? No. This just feels like it's way out of line. So I'm going under 49.5 with the football team and the Raiders. Next game, Baltimore -4.5 at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, a 4.5 point home underdog. I lean toward the Steelers. I know that teams look sketchy, but Baltimore's got one of the worst secondaries in the league right now, and that's why it's not a bet. I'm not betting on this offense. It's just a lean. I would lean toward Pittsburgh. Jacksonville going to the Rams. The Rams laying 13 at home with a total of 48. I'll lean to Jacksonville. The Rams haven't looked right, and this Jacksonville defense has looked okay. Now, I do think the Rams will win this game. They need this game bad, but I think Jacksonville will be feisty. And I think Urban Meyer could have him a little bit motivated. We'll see. He said he's 100% committed to rebuilding this team in Jacksonville, which means by the time you hear this, he'll probably be announced as the head coach of Notre Dame. But it's one of those it is what it is type things. So I'm going to lean to Jacksonville plus the 13. Just a lean, not a bet. Wouldn't bet it, but just that's my hunch. San Francisco road favorite at Seattle. Now think about that for a second. How many times can you recall where Seattle was a home dog with the 12? Seattle just doesn't look right. They're 3-8. Their season's basically over. Russ doesn't look right, and San Francisco looks healthy. And they're just pounding people right now. And as a Colts fan, I'm glad they played them when they did, because this San Francisco team is playing tough. I don't have anything on the game. If I had to say anything, it'd be San Francisco, but that's my only thing. 8:00 Sunday night special. The Denver Broncos going on the road to Kansas City. Kansas City laying 10, total of 47. I got nothing. The total feels a little high with Denver's defense being the 3rd best scoring defense in the league, but I'm not ready to commit to Denver, because right after they finish whooping on a team like the Chargers or the Cowboys, they get absolutely pantsed by the Philadelphia Eagles. So they're very streaky, and I'm not gonna put any action on this game. Final game of the week. You're probably like, hey, Memphis, where's the big bet? Here it is right here. New England Patriots on the road at Buffalo. The total is 43.5. I love the under in this game. Going to be 26 degrees, snowy, Mac Jones, Monday Night Football. And this game's all about the defense. This is the number 1 and number 2 scoring defenses in the NFL right now. New England, over their last 4 games, it's either 4 or 5. Over their last, I'll say 4, they've not given up an average of a touchdown. If you take the combined score of their last 4 opponents, it does not add up to a touchdown if you do the average. It's crazy how good this defense is playing. I do like the fact that Buffalo has had 10 days rest and an extra time to prepare for this game. I do think Buffalo will make life tough for Mac and Cheese, and as long as Josh Allen doesn't have a couple of turnovers, I see this being a very low-scoring game. I see this game being somewhere in like that 21-14 range, barring a big defensive score. So I'm going big bet under 43.5. Buffalo hosting New England. I do lean to Buffalo minus the 2.5. I think Buffalo wins this game. Again, 17-14, 21-17, somewhere in that range. I think they win by a field goal. So there you go. No Dr. Kyle, but we still got a quickie. Just a young man coming in for a quickie. I'll recap my action for you. Thursday night prop, Tony Pollard, over 2.5 receptions plus $1.10 on DraftKings. I got that 2-team teaser, 6-point teaser. I'm teasing Minnesota down to 1, and I'm pairing them with Philadelphia, who I'm teasing down to minus half a point. And that's my teaser of the week. I've got Cincinnati -3 at home against the Chargers. I'm going under 40.5 New York Giants and Miami Dolphins. I am going under 49.5 Washington football team at the Raiders. And my big bet is going to be New England and Buffalo under 43.5. So there you go. There's 6 pieces of action I'm going to be in this week. I don't know what kind of action you're going to be in, but whatever you're doing, I wish you well. Please look up my boy. You do know I love him. His name is Dr. Kyle Bowser. He will be posting his bets on his Twitter handle at DWZ_Dr. PT. Support that man. Give him a follow everywhere. But I'm going to get out of here. But remember, here at the Fabulous Big Bet, money won is twice as sweet as money earned. I'll see you back here real soon. Maybe you might want to hang around football Sunday school. I've been a little hot on these props. Probably have some more of them. Love you guys. Have a great week. Talk to you.